Hi there, it's Ryan G. Wright with DoHardMoney.com, and the question for today is buying recreational land a good investment? And it comes down to a few things. First off, one of the things that I learned going through the 2008 financial crisis or real estate meltdown is that recreational properties and high-end properties, as well as condos, are the first to go down in value and the last to come up in value. You see, if things are in the FHA price ranges, meaning they're single family homes under 350, 400, whatever it is in your area, because each county FHA has a loan limit, basically meaning they won't go over this amount. FHA being the Federal Housing Administration. And the reason why this is important, it's basically a government-backed loan where they're doing the loan and guaranteeing a good portion of that to the lender that gives the loan. So this is basically what happens. They say, hey lender, if you give that loan and that borrower goes into default, we will guarantee that loan up to a certain amount. And that's why they have insurance on those types of loans. And so what we found is those FHA type properties that would work in that price range, actually didn't go down as much, and they were not the first to crash. So what we saw when the 2008 crash happened, the high-end properties we saw plummet. Same with recreational properties, we saw them plummet. And then we started to see the FHA under $500,000, under $350,000, whatever it is in your area, then we started to see them come down. Now what we found was with recreational properties and with any of your high-end homes, they went down as a percentage much more than what you're talking about in homes that are in the FHA price range. So if high-end homes went down maybe 50%, some of them went down even more than that. I bought a property where they were selling for like $1.3 million for $550,000, so more than a 50% decline. However, some of my great little rental properties that were worth maybe $150,000 or $175,000 at the time went down to maybe $125,000 or $135,000, and so they went down 10%, where the high-end properties went down like 50%. The other thing we noticed in the recreational markets is they went down because what's happening is those recreational properties are not homes people are living in. They're homes people are using to vacation in. So if the general overall real estate market goes down and the economy goes down just a little bit, less people are vacationing, less people are needing or wanting to keep on to that second home, because the second home's wonderful, but when you're met with some financial distress, that's the first thing people are going to let go. Interestingly enough though, right now with COVID going on, we are seeing recreational properties going up in value. I think what's happening is the people that are having the money aren't able to go and do travel in other places, and so what they're doing is traveling nearby, and they're saying, let's just stop doing as much travel and put our money into a recreational type property. That said, recreational properties in many communities do not allow any type of rentals. So a lot of people may be saying, well, let's buy a recreational property and we'll just rent it out. There's some pros and cons to that. One of the things you've got to make sure is that the association or the city will even allow that. There's a city south of where I'm at called St. George, and in some places the zoning just will not allow you to do what's called nightly rentals. So you want to check with the city and the zoning ordinances to see if it's even allowed in that area. The second thing that you may have that will be a problem is the homeowners association or the planned unit development. If the property is located in one of those two things, there's basically an association that says here's the rules of what you can do and here's the rules of what you can't do. Well, some of those rules may be, hey, you cannot rent the property in what they call nightly rental. So a nightly rental is basically where you're renting it by a nightly rate. Typically what they say, if you're renting it on a month to month, then that's okay, but if you're renting it on a nightly rate, that's not okay. If you are wanting to do something like a VRBO or an Airbnb, maybe you want to buy a recreational property where you're going to be the one living, you're going to be the one using it primarily, and then on the side you'll be renting it out on nightly rentals. Just keep in mind, you're in the business a vacation. So you're in the experience business. You're really not at that point in the real estate business. The real estate business is just the vehicle. So your linens need to be nice. When it's looked at, it needs to be presentable. You need to have a gift basket for them or something that's going to give them a little shock and awe, because really that business is around creating an experience where they'll leave a great review for you so you can get more people to come and visit that property. It's all about reviews. It's all about customer service, but you are having lots of people that are going to be calling you, oh, the toilet doesn't work, this doesn't work, how do I get my keys, how do I get in? So you've got to think through those things, like locks that are tied to the internet so you can turn on and off as people are coming and going. You're going to be needing to think about cleaning services to make sure that cleaning's great, or how a nice gift basket is going to be there. There's also an alternative to this where you're actually in a community where they actually provide nightly rental services, meaning they'll take care of the cleaning, they'll take care of the beds, the linen, those types of things. You have to furnish the property, but they'll take care of that, and then you just can take care of the bookings. They may have a front desk where people can go to actually get their keys or get into the property. So that's kind of an alternative to that, as well as you're looking for recreational properties. So overall, recreational properties are the first to go down, the last to come up in values. Recreational properties, you need to be careful to see if the zoning will allow you to do rentals, or your HOA or planned unit development will allow you to do any type of nightly rentals. If you are wanting to do nightly rentals, you're in the experience business. You're trying to give somebody an experience and you're going after reviews. So you need to be prepared for that. I'm not saying that that's good or that's bad. It just is what it is. So you have to be prepared for, how am I going to create an experience so I can get those reviews. You also have to be ready to take those phone calls as people are coming in and coming out. Unlike a long-term rental, if I have someone in there that's living there for multiple years, I'm going to have less phone calls. They're used to the property. They're used to how things work. I'm going to have less customer service I'm going to need to be providing that I would be providing on a nightly rental service. You see, when people go to a nightly rental, they're basically expecting hotel quality. They want to have something super nice. They want to have it in good condition. They want to have a nice area. And anything that's a concern that may come up, your phone's going to be ringing. It can be profitable to do that if you're buying the property appropriately and you're wanting to do that type of management. For myself, I'm not interested in doing any type of nightly rentals. I don't want to have a new person I'm basically hosting or taking care of every few nights, where I'm having to re-explain how everything works, even with videos, even with cheat sheets, even with laminated things to say how things are happening. You still get a lot of phone calls with that. Now, I have other friends that do that and really love it. So it's going to come down to what's best for you in your personal situation. So I hope this is helpful in talking about buying recreational properties and if they're a good investment. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. We love positive comments and reviews. Also, you can check us out at dohardmoney.com, where you can get other helpful tips and tricks. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, it's called Do Hard Money. Please do, because we would love to have you, and make it a very profitable day.